Your concerns about this currency stuff and the US dollar losing status as the world reserve currency are a waste of time. I'll show you why by directly addressing some scary headlines along with this Twitter post with 1.5 million views. So first headline here, Wall Street Journal, Saudi Arabia considers oil trades with China in Yuan. It's not like, oh, the world is all going to trade everything in Yuan. It's like, no, they're thinking about it. Like when you ask your parents for something and they say, maybe, just to shut you up. Oh, and by the way, they've been in these talks for 6 years. Oh, and is Saudi Arabia losing confidence in the dollar? Is that why they might settle some oil trades in Yuan? No, it's because they're pissed at us because they want to rely on us more for security guarantees and we're not giving them what they want. Hold on, this is big. You know what other global superpower decided in February that they're going to start trading with China in Yuan? Iraq. You know why? Because there was a shortage of dollars there. It was their second choice to trade with China in Yuan, and it's Iraq. So in the scheme of global superpowers, who cares? Now, this post on Twitter had over 1.5 million views last time I checked. I can see how it could be alarming, but let me show you how it's misleading. Let me just tell you, these are all stupid. Okay, first one, Saudi Arabia enters trade alliance. First of all, they're not even a full member, but really, who cares? There are lots of trade alliances around the world that don't involve the USA. That doesn't remove the dollar. Like, what about the European Union? If that didn't take down the dollar, why would something that involves China, Russia, India, Pakistan, and 4 other Central Asian nations that are all not important in global money flows take down the dollar? Answer, it wouldn't. Next one, China and France complete the first LNG gas purchase using Yuan. Okay, that's a tiny trade with China. The thing with the dollar that makes it so impactful is that all the other random countries around the world, they kind of like have to use dollars. Nobody wants to trade with them in their own currency. So they have to use something really stable and liquid. And it's gonna have to be dollars. If you're trading directly with China, sure, you can use Yuan. But like if France wants to trade with, I don't know, Mexico or something, they're not gonna do that trade in Yuan. It doesn't matter what they're trading for. Oil, natural gas, pillows. It doesn't matter because if a trade is settled in Yuan, China's capital controls are so strict that they're not going to want to let that money out of China. Let me explain that real quick. If France buys pillows from Mexico, France sends the money to the bank in China and converts it to Yuan. Mexico sends France the pillows. And then Mexico is like, all right, we'll take our money now. And China's like, no, you can't have it. You have to keep it in China. You can buy something from China if you want with it, but you can't have it. That's exactly why the Yuan will never replace the dollar. Next one, same thing with China and Brazil. They're willing to trade with each other in each other's currencies. Nobody is saying that they're going to start using the real or the yuan for transactions that don't involve just those two countries. That's not what they're saying here. That's what it would require to take down the dollar. So Brazil and China buy a lot of stuff from each other, so it works a little bit better. Like if Brazil sells, steel to China and they've got yuan and they settle that in yuan, that's fine because they're going to use it. Use those yuan and buy, toys from China. Brazil and China do so much trade back and forth that it'll work. It's not the same if you're not massive trading partners. It just doesn't work the same way. Next one, there's nobody who's talking about using other currency besides the dollar for trades other than ones with a specific country in that country's currency. That, I think, is the main thing people are missing here. I already addressed the new currency. That headline is misleading. Russia is trying to convince the BRICs to create a new currency that would go between them. I don't know that you're going to get everyone on board with that, but obviously Russia is incentivized to try because we threw massive sanctions down on them in 2022 and cut most of their banks off from the global financial system. So obviously they would like a universal currency that bypasses the dollar. Maybe China will be on board. Will India be on board? I don't know. Hey, maybe it'll happen, but this is not, it's happening. It's Russia is trying to convince them to make it happen. That's a long ways away from it being reality. And even if it did become a reality, it still wouldn't matter. How many cross-border flows do you think there are between those two countries? Not enough to really matter. Next one, cool. Saudi Arabia and China are partnering to build an oil factory. And next one, and in the scheme of global superpowers, who really gives a crap about Kenya? Actually, I kind of do because my parents have been in Nairobi twice and I've seen some cool stuff from there. But as a global superpower, no one really cares what Kenya's doing. Next one, El Salvador, the country that tried to make Bitcoin their national currency, GTFO. The craziest thing is that the most realistic challenge to the dollar by far, in my opinion, will be central bank digital currencies. And that's something in the last few days I really haven't seen a ton of people talking about. Last thing I'll say is remember, I started this channel to make you an expert investor. If you want to learn more about what that looks like, check out the link below called The 9 Habits of Successful Investors. Also, let me know what you think about the US dollar. Just let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.